one of the things I often get asked about is the law of attraction. And I remember hearing shows, Dr. Carl and other things like that, just radio shows and whatever, that from time to time touch on it. And of course, if modern science and more to the point quantum physics took it seriously, they'd be able to explain the twin slits conundrum more effectively, but they don't, so they can't. But the law of attraction is a true thing, but you cannot understand or cannot utilize the law of attraction in your life, which is the same simply as saying God gives, God only gives, but you cannot utilize the law of attraction until you understand what you're attracting or what the purpose of your attraction is. So yep, what you put out comes back, and in this world, until you make a steadfast decision to turn your life and will over to God or universal mind, whatever, the flow, and begin to make inroads into turning your life around with that as a reference through the principles of forgiveness, love and tolerance and patience and all those sorts of things, but mainly forgiveness, then until you do that, the pre-programmed, if you like, I don't know how to put it, but the pre-chosen goal that the mind serves is denial of that. Right now, it's pretty easy to see that we're in, and you might want to say, well, I'm not in denial, I'm just ignorant. I don't know what God is or if there's a God or whatever, but it's like, I used to be ignorant too, but I had to accept for a moment that why was I ignorant of God if God was everything? Was God keeping that secret from me? Didn't make sense. But, I had to accept I was ignorant of God, whatever that was, in my life. Just got to find some sunglasses here. 3, 2, 1, bah! Seriously look at it right now. That doesn't particularly matter straight up, but what happens is, dirty. What happens is when your mind operates in denial of oneness, of God, of universal love, then when you say, I want something, I want to be rich, or I want to be famous, or I want an easier life, what happens is your mind operates in denial of that. It doesn't matter what you say, right? So the universe gives you opportunities to stay in the want, right? Because I want. Want is the denial of having. Having only comes with the acceptance that I'm one with all things, therefore I have everything already. See how that works? So I'm operating in the denial, let's say, and I want things, or I need things, or I hate things, or whatever. Those things remain so that I can continue to experience my want, my need, my hate and everything else, and they go around circularly again and again and again. And why does this shit keep happening to me? Right? Law of attraction. Now, you can't really use, or you can use, and here's a little aside, right? So all these spiritual principles, when you master them, you can say, well, I'll master that, I'll learn to live with God, and I'll be a millionaire. It's like, well, it doesn't quite work like that. But there are people that try. There are people that try to use the law of attraction. It's like that book, The Secret, you know, and other books similar, 7 Principles of Health, Wealth and Happiness, Spiritual Principles of Health, Wealth and Happiness, that was out a long time ago. The principles, the spiritual principles, are designed to get you to a point in your mind wherein you can experience what love is directly, like direct union with God or universal consciousness, right? So, which then, when that piece of the puzzle is answered by you, which is why you feel so empty inside and what the point of my life and all of that, when you have that experience, and it's only an experience, it's not a concept or a bunch of thoughts, you know, it's an experience. When you have that experience, you can call it enlightenment or salvation, wherein the physical world vanishes, your body vanishes, and you find yourself in eternity in the light. When you have that experience, that fulfills your obligation to time and space, fulfills your commitment to the physical realm, right? The one thing you don't know here is what you are. When you experience what you are, boom, shankar, you're done. And maybe you'll make a little agreement with the powers that be to come back here and help me try to speed things up. And there's a lot of people around the planet now, like myself, and a lot of people that I know that are teaching this universal curriculum, which we use A Course in Miracles for it. And I have plenty of other Facebook pages and things that are more assertive towards that than this one. This one I set up specifically because there's a need in this region for people who are dealing with suicidal thoughts to have some entry level or beginning kind of way to look at their thinking. But I just get that question so often about the law of attraction. I thought, well, I should do something about it. But when you change your mind, right, when you change your mind and you decide, well, if that's the case, I'm sick of living in denial of love. If love offers me everything I want, then I want to be able to find that and have that present in my life. So when you do that, when you give your life and will to God, what happens is you cease to come under the laws of attraction, the parameters of that law, and you come under a new law of grace, which is not really a law at all. It's just a state of mind. And you'll find yourself just automatically meeting people and being drawn to things that naturally support your journey as you realign your consciousness, as you retrain or untrain at first, untrain yourself from the way you've thought judgmentally to a new non-judgmental kind of way of thinking, wherein you see everyone and everything as whole and perfect, and you experience yourself in this kind of state of bliss or peace, and which is really nice. And I guarantee you, when you have that in your life, no matter what's going on, the ups or the downs, you'll be happy. So, all right, well, I've only got a short thing. I'll have to put this one on YouTube, no doubt, with the others. But the law of attraction, don't fuck with it. Just change your mind. All right, if you fuck with it, you're still going to get the cause and effect relationship of fucking with it. There's two things you can do with it. Live within it, which is suffering. The Buddha says life is pain, right? Suffering, or change your mind. That's the only two choices. And when those two choices were presented to me, there wasn't really any kind of a choice. It was like, well, what's the point of living the rest of my goddamn years repeating the same shit again, hoping something different's going to happen? Because that's the definition of insanity. And at one point in my life, I realised I was completely insane. And many people watching this video might think I'm kind of off the loop now, but I tell you, I'm happy. I've got inner peace and I'm happy. And my life is just flowing. I haven't had a problem for fucking 20 years. I couldn't tell you even what a problem is. Everything's just meant to be. And that's a state of mind that is current, is continual with me. Everything's just meant to be. It's all perfect. All right, well, I love you, and good luck with your journey. Grab yourself a copy of A Course in Miracles. Tag your friends in these posts. It may seem like a lot of mumbo-jumbo and spiritual hoop-de-doo out there at first, but once you start to experiment with forgiveness and patience and tolerance, I mean, it's not hard to see, you know, that things will change if you become a more patient person. Is that going to be good for you? Of course it is. All right, take it easy.